Welcome to the final part of the SoyaCincau Awards 2023, where we look at everything the technology sector has to offer. A lot has happened in the past year, both good and bad, from the Asus ROG Ally to Fahmi Fadzil's reign as the Communications and Digital Minister. This section gives recognition to the impact on this vast industry. Between the successes and the disappointments and the surprises, there's a lot to talk about, so let's get on with it. The first category in this video is Gadget of the Year. Let's start with the Bronze Awards, which goes to the Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 5. Just when we thought Samsung could no longer surprise us with its same old foldables, the company pulled another blinder on us by giving its flip phone a full face cover screen it was begging for. Okay, so the move was telegraphed months in advance thanks to the landslide of leaks, and the Korean tech giant wasn't even the first to market. Motorola beat to it with a punch with the Motorola Razr 40 Ultra. What really sets the Galaxy Z Flip 5 apart? Well, aside from the fact that you can't buy the Razr here, is just how fun the cover screen software is. Scrolling through the different lock screens is like flipping through vinyls at a record shop. You can actually see that selfie you're trying to take, and it's a delightful novelty to watch videos on that tiny display. The rest of the phone may not be all that different compared to its predecessor, but the Z Flip 5 is proof that a foldable can really be greater than the sum of its parts. And the Silver Award goes to the BYD Dolphin. So you might be wondering, what's an electric vehicle doing being part of the contenders for the Gadget of the Year? Well, the BYD Dolphin transcends the automotive segment by democratizing EVs, putting them within reach of the average Joe. Okay, 100,000 ringgit isn't exactly chump change, but next to the cheapest EV costs 40,000 ringgit more. And the Dolphin backs that up with substance. A pleasant cabin packed with kit, just enough performance for daily use, more so if you plump for the premium extended model, and a genuinely comfortable ride. Just in case you need any more proof that this thing deserves a place here, look at it this way. It's basically like a Xiaomi smartphone on 4 wheels. And the Gold Award for the Gadget of the Year goes to the Asus ROG Ally. From an April Fool's joke to a reality, a lot of people would not have guessed that Asus would produce a portable gaming console like the ROG Ally. And it became a sensation as soon as it was launched, even though the Steam Deck had been around for ages. What makes it properly attractive is its relatively affordable pricing, along with support for a wider catalog of games thanks to it running on Windows 11. It also comes with everything a true gamer needs, such as the intuitive console-like controls, speakers that can get really loud, and a stunning display. Moving on is the overall tech brand of the year. And the winner for the Bronze Award goes to Asus. Asus is already considered a top electronics manufacturer and a brand many trust, especially if you're big into PC and gaming hardware. This year is a continuation of that trust that many users have with Asus, as it presses on with their quality computer components, continues to lead the OLED revolution with laptops, and expands upon mobile gaming scene with this year's ROG Phone 7 Series 2. This year, we also saw Asus becoming the biggest name around the gaming hardware scene when it launched the ROG Ally. This little Windows-powered device pushed powerful handheld gaming devices into the mainstream, something that the likes of the Valve Steam Deck before it couldn't do, mostly thanks to Asus' presence as the global manufacturer. It's been a big year for Asus, and hopefully it can build on going into 2024. And the Silver Award for Tech Brand of the Year goes to Xiaomi. It's been a huge year for Xiaomi. This Chinese giant not only solidified its position in the smartphone scene with some impressive smartphones this year with the likes of the Xiaomi 13 and the Xiaomi 13T series, but also expanded its product range. Xiaomi recently showed off its first ever electric vehicle, the Xiaomi SU7, a stylish electric sedan set to take on the likes of Tesla in the Chinese EV scene. It was also the first manufacturer to launch a smartphone powered by the next generation Qualcomm Snapdragon 8 Gen 3, with the Xiaomi 14 series debuting shortly after the processor's launch. For the average consumer though, those who mostly deal with their smartphones and smart devices, perhaps the biggest change they will notice with Xiaomi moving forward is its software. MIUI is dead. In its place will be HyperOS, a brand new operating system built by Xiaomi as a mix of MIUI and its Xiaomi Vela platform for its IoT devices. HyperOS is already on Xiaomi 14 devices, and you already see even more of it moving forward, with Xiaomi improving its software support policy for smartphones too. beginning with the Xiaomi 13T series. And finally, the Gold Award for the Tech Brand of the Year goes to Samsung. From mobile devices to home appliances, Samsung products don't just exist to fill a gap in the market, but they almost shake up the market with innovative features, a fresh take on functionality, and a stylish design. Samsung's mobile division has always been setting new benchmarks in design, hardware and performance, and also software, as seen on the Galaxy S23 Ultra and the Z Flip 5 this year. Some might say that the recent flagships aren't all new, but Samsung has made further refinements to what is already a pretty solid flagship lineup. Samsung also offers TVs and monitors with the latest display technology, while the Samsung Gaming Hub allows game streaming, essentially turning the TV into an all-in-one entertainment center. With everything that Samsung has done to improve and advance consumer electronics, it's unsurprising that the Gold Award for the Tech Brand of the Year is presented to Samsung. Of course, we couldn't end the year without highlighting some of the biggest disappointments we've seen so far. And the bronze winner goes to 5G in Malaysia. 5G has been long talked about as the next big thing in the telco and the smartphone space. In Malaysia, there have been a lot of debates about DNB being the single wholesale network for 5G and whether we need more players involved to create more competition. On the consumer front, there isn't much motivation for users to jump on the 5G bandwagon just yet. Despite Malaysia claiming to have 76% 5G population coverage, the adoption rate remains pretty low at just 10.8%. And that's after all 5 major telcos have started offering 5G with free 5G phone bundles on contract. In addition, there's still lack of proper 5G coverage indoors, where most users will be spending most of the time in. Imagine trying to pay using your e-wallet indoors and there's no coverage, so you still need to rely on a 4G network to get your stuff done. And of course, there's also the matter of pricing. The single wholesale network model promises to deliver 5G at a cheaper price than 4G, but that's not the case for all telcos. There are all new 5G plans which offer loads more data for less, but some telcos impose extra restrictions on speed and hotspot quota. What's that all about? The true potential of 5G is in the enterprise sector. We've seen lots of 5G use cases for years, but there aren't that many commercial examples in Malaysia which take full advantage of 5G. Next, the Silver Award for the biggest disappointment is the Neta V. The Neta V is what happens when a car that's built to a price runs headlong into legislation preventing it from being sold at that price in the first place. One look at this bulbous electric hatchback and can see where the corners were cut, not least the lack of seat height adjustments and also the fixed steering wheel mounted so low that a colleague Duke, who to be fair towers over all of us at 189cm tall, couldn't fit. Not to mention the presence of just 2 airbags and no driver assistant features whatsoever. It wouldn't need to be very cheap to justify those shortcomings, but the government's 100,000 ringgit minimum price for fully imported EVs meant it would want out competing head-to-head with the vastly more competent BYD Dolphin. Rumours of a sizable discount came to nothing, and Neta instead had to offer a wallbox charger and an apologetic body kit to make up the price. Barely. Easier to swallow. The real crime is that the car isn't actually all that bad to drive, which somehow makes this story a fair worse. Finally, the Gold Award for the biggest disappointment goes to the Communications and Digital Ministry. There were high expectations when the PM introduced the Communications and Digital Ministry in December 2022, which aims to address connectivity as well as digital threats. Unlike the last MSAP implementation in 2018, there wasn't a significant reduction of broadband prices, which many had hoped for. There's also a lack of action to hold telcos accountable for not being transparent about its promotions as well as unfair termination policies. While the government has expedited the rollout of 5G, the adoption remains low and there's still a lack of indoor 5G coverage. Online scams and data breaches are growing concern, particularly in 2023. Despite the repeated calls by the public, the ministry has failed to introduce strong measures to hold social media platforms accountable for abating and amplifying online scams. The Personal Data Protection Act in its current form requires an urgent revamp, as it doesn't apply to government bodies and agencies which have been prone to data breaches. With the recent split of the ministry into communications and digital, hopefully all these cybersecurity concerns can be addressed effectively in 2024. The final category in this video is the surprise of the year, where we acknowledge products and services that truly surprise us and punch above one's weight in 2023. And the bronze winner goes to Yes selling iPhones. Yes, the brand under YTL Communications might be the youngest telco in Malaysia, but they are the first to offer 5G services across prepaid, postpaid and broadband. However, the last piece of the puzzle is the iPhone, which has been dominated by the Big Four, and is finally available on Yes 5G. Yes is Apple's latest telco partner in Malaysia, where customers can finally get full Apple services on the Yes network. Not only Yes offers one of the cheapest unlimited 5G plans, but they're also offering the cheapest iPhone contract with a postpaid commitment for as low as 58 ringgit a month. On top of that, Yes 5G also offers the easiest eSIM activation ever, and that's the way eSIM should be, unlike other telcos. The Silver Award for Surprise of the Year goes to the BYD Dolphin. The Atto 3 already made waves when BYD launched it late last year, but even back then we knew that a tsunami is coming, thanks to a short preview of a then upcoming car at the event itself. The Dolphin was one of several models slotting under the SUV in the Chinese car makers lineup, and in an incredibly price-sensitive market, that could only be a good thing. So when the car made its debut early this year with a headline grabbing 100,000 ringgit starting price, it wasn't really a surprise. What was a surprise was just how much you get for the money. A lot of toys come as standard, such as LED head and tail lights, automatic aircon, and Atto 3's giant rotatable 12.8-inch touchscreen. Not forgetting its extensive advanced driver assist features, including autonomous emergency braking and adaptive cruise control with lane keeping assist. Couple that with some of the most comfortable seats in the business, and that right, and it blows the Neta V completely out of the water, as evidenced by how many of these things you see on the road already. Heck, I personally think the Dolphin is a better buy than the Honda City and the Toyota Vios. And finally, we get to the Gold Award for the Surprise of the Year, which shouldn't come as a surprise to many, and that goes to the Asus ROG Ally. In case it isn't obvious by now, we really dig the ROG Ally, and yet, come to think of it, when we first heard about it, we weren't even sure if it's a real thing. Whoever planned the marketing for the ROG Ally at Asus headquarters certainly deserves a raise, as their plan of releasing the teaser for the handheld gaming PC on April Fool's Day earlier managed to get just about everyone talking about it. Thankfully then, it ended up being a real product and became the game changer the handheld gaming scene needed, making it go from a niche category into the mainstream. Previously, you only really had the Valve Steam Deck that was limited to a few regions officially, and other boutique manufacturers like GPD and Ayaneo. But the ROG Ally didn't just turn Windows-powered handheld gaming PCs into a reality. They crucially did so at a price that was so relatively affordable too. And to think, we almost thought the ROG Ally was a prank. That's it folks, what do you think of our picks for this year's SoyaCincau Awards 2023? Do you agree or disagree with the list? Let us know in the comment section down below. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up, like us on Facebook, and don't forget to subscribe us on the YouTube channel and hit the notification bell icon so that you'll be informed of our future videos like this. This is Alex from SoyaCincau.com. See you guys later. Bye!